World-renowned author J.K. Rowling once said, "It is impossible to live without failing at something, unless you live so cautiously that you might as well not have lived at all, in which case you fail by default." Failure is defined as a lack of success, and although it may come off as pessimistic, at some point in life you're going to fail. Yes, it could be embarrassing and non-forgetful, but that is the beauty of failing. Success is earned when you pick yourself back up after failing time and time again. Success is earned when you learn from your mistakes and move forward bigger, better, and stronger than ever before. Success is earned when you put everything you have into what you love and admire the most, and J.K. Rowling is no stranger to this. As many of you know, J.K. Rowling is the author of a very famous Harry Potter series, but her story is a lot different than most authors. Her courage, strength, and a boy named Harry Potter are what pushed her to try again and again at times in her life when failure wouldn't cease. I'd like to take a deeper look into J.K. Rowling's life, where she portrayed consistent fortitude, dignity, and most of all, perseverance throughout the toughest time in her life, which ultimately created the very famous heptalogy, the Harry Potter series. What many of you do not know is that J.K. Rowling's full name is actually Joanne Rowling. The K actually came from her grandmother, Kathleen, and she actually does not have a middle name, so it's just Joanne Rowling, and she chose to go with J.K. Rowling in order to appeal to both men and women once her book was published. The idea behind Harry Potter first dawned on her when she was sitting on a train that was delayed, and from there she began mapping out each of the 7 of the books. After college, she pursued many different jobs, including teaching in Portugal, and hoped to continue her writing, but she met and married a man named George Arentes, and they had a daughter named Jessica. Little did J.K. Rowling know her struggles would begin soon after that. Following the birth of her daughter, Joanne and George divorced, and she raised Jessica alone as a single mother. She returned back to the UK with Jessica in only the first 3 chapters of her book. She had to pick up the pieces of her broken marriage and completely start over. Joanne Rowling found herself in one of the darkest places in her life and she had ever experienced. She struggled with depression and feeling like all she did was fail with little to no success. But no matter how tough life got on her, she found refuge and hope in her writing, because that is what she loved to do. Writing was her passion, and through perseverance she put all she had into her writing, and she is now one of the most famous and most successful authors today. After finally finding time to write, she sent the first 3 chapters of her book to 12 different publishers in hopes that they would love it and want to publish it. To her dismay, failure struck again. All 12 said no, until she stumbled upon Bloomsbury Publishing Company, which is a children's book company, and they believed in J.K. Rowling and decided to publish it. It only took one person to believe in her, and now she is among the most famous authors in the world. Because of J.K. Rowling's strength to never give up, over 400 million copies of the Harry Potter books have been sold worldwide. They have been translated into 73 different languages, and it has now become over a $20 million franchise, which has made J.K. Rowling the first female author to ever become a billionaire, and that is huge. Not only is she a very successful author, she has become an icon and a humanitarian, along with much more. She has become a huge success in more ways than one, including winning over 15 awards and prizes for her literary humanitarian works, supporting many charities, and creating the Volent Charitable Trust, which supports charities. Rowling has been through many trials in her life that ended with failure, but because of her determination and resilience, she bounced back from those failures bigger and better than she ever could have imagined. I found her story to be truly astonishing and inspiring, and I hope someday when I'm face to face with failure that I can remember to believe in myself and let my failures turn into success. We can see through J.K. Rowling's life that anything is possible with perseverance, faith, and humbleness. Like she once said, you sort of start thinking anything's possible when you've got enough nerve.